I still get confused on different time frames, since different time frames are doing different things. Sometimes it becomes very difficult. Let's say higher time frame are on the long side and shorter time frames are selling. These situations are very common. If we go short, going against the higher time frame is not a good idea, and these creates confusion. Often it happened that going against higher time frame usually takes the stop loss. Yes, it will, and that is why there are a few things that you need to do if you want to become successful. First and foremost, you need to improve your market understanding. What does this mean actually? When I say market understanding, traders invariably believe that it is the ability to predict market movement correctly. It's not. It's absolutely not. It is not this. Market understanding is trying to answer a question: why markets did what they did. That's it. You want to answer this question. Now, when you are trying to answer this question, you are not putting yourself under pressure to take the next trade. You simply want to understand what the markets are doing, why they do it, why it went higher, why it went low, where will it go next. That is not the question to be asked. Traders believe if they can answer this question, they will be in a position to take trades based on that. 99% of information that is being forwarded on social media, through YouTube videos, through books, is some sort of prediction mechanism for markets. No one really is bothered to understand the markets first. All they want is, no, I straight away want to make money. I don't understand. There are other professions where people are spending close to decades, half a decade, to learn certain skill, and then they get an opportunity to apply it in the real world. Can you just decide today that okay, I think I'll start doing some brain surgery from today evening because I have 2 hours free in the evening, or when I'm commuting back home, I'll probably guide online a few doctors about brain surgery. Can you do it? Take the case of chartered accountants. I mean, yeah, if you are in a job and you receive that form 16, it's not difficult for you to file your returns. But if you're even in a small business and you file your returns on your own, and if the query comes from IT department that we want to go through your records and this and that, then who will handle that? Do you think you can handle it? Unless you are a CA and you know your stuff, it's very difficult to handle. Same with, there are so many professions, take the example of even sports. People work hard for years on end, and then they reach a position where they are, where they can win consistently, they can perform consistently. Then why, when it comes to trading, people want results from the first day? My point here is that when you are coming to the markets, like any other profession, treat it with respect and first become good at understanding what market does, what it means when market does something. Try and understand this first. Don't try to make money from day one. That is the first thing, that you need to understand why markets do what they do. Okay, what is the reason behind that? Then you come to what is called as context. Context is what the market is doing right now. Again, see, here we are asking why market does what it does. That is the first question. And then we ask what the market is doing right now at this particular moment. We are still not going in the future to find out what it will do tomorrow, what it will do next. No, what it is doing right now. Can you understand what the market is doing right now? And then can you understand why it did what it did? We have to take today's example. Can you understand why market fell so sharply? And can you answer the question what it is doing right now? Why it is stuck in this range right now? These are the questions that you need to answer first. Then comes the third point, and that is timing. To find out when you can enter, when you can exit. And most of the people, for timing their trades, they go to price. They try to find out the perfect price to enter, perfect time to enter. No, timing depends on the risk. Risk is continuously changing. Suppose this is the risk of being long in the markets. It is continuously changing. At the tops, the risk is very high. It is very risky to be long in this scenario. We need to find out these places where the risk of being long is lower than the risk of being short. Does that mean that market is going to go higher from that point onwards? No. All you know is that if I were to be long here, the probabilities of success are in my favor because the directional bias is up. Simple. Still, we haven't talked about time frames, we haven't talked about predicting the direction, nothing. You just try to find out what is the directional bias. Very simply, you can find out directional bias on the charts, and you just answer the question: what is the risk of being long, what is the risk of being short? I said the markets can go down today, but this anomaly makes staying short a risky affair. There is very good likelihood, looking at this double distribution trend day today, that very soon we might go higher and first repair this anomaly. And looking at what has happened before, the directional bias is still up. So despite the fact that we have fallen very, very sharply in a very short period of time, it has not changed anything. The directional bias is still up. But now if you ask me the question, tomorrow, where will the market go? Up, sideways or down? Then I cannot answer this. But if you ask me what is the market trying to do, I can clearly say that it is trying to go higher. But then it came down. Yeah, but did it do a good job? No. Why? Because it has formed a double distribution trend day down. That is not good for sellers. Simple. And now what is happening? it is trying to go higher. So we will monitor. If it is trying to go higher, what it should do? It should first get into this upper distribution. It should repair this. It should not go and challenge this low. Simple. So simple. These things are nothing complicated. If you focus on first understanding the market, then looking at what the market is trying to do right now, and then you focus on the risk, your life will be sorted. The time frames, this and that, all those things that are a little more detailed, those you will be able to understand once you first understand this. If your mind is still busy predicting the markets, and please understand, you might say that, no, Dean, I'm not trying to predict. Yeah, I understand you say that, but the conditioning that has happened over the last few years that you have been trying to trade is so strong that you will keep doing these things without realizing. That is the reason why you may be struggling in your trade. If you want to go to the next step, you have to stop predicting and start understanding. Then I think all the time frames and this and that will come later, and it will start making sense to you. You are not able to understand the new concepts because you are trying to learn them through the paradigm of your old concepts, and it simply won't happen ever. Okay, so unlearn those first and then move on to the new ones.